So I had read some things about medical marijuana and hadn't really paid attention because it didn't apply to us for anything. I had read about some kids with cancer being treated with it, which didn't apply to us. And so about not quite a year ago, my good friend sent me an article from CNN about the Figge family and Charlotte Figge, who had Dravet syndrome, which Jilly doesn't have Dravet syndrome, but she does have seizures, so there's a similarity. So I read the article, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds really similar. She's close in age to Jillian, and I thought, kind of made me start to kind of pay attention more to the cannabis, medical marijuana, whatever you want to call it. So I started researching and watching some documentaries and reading things on the internet, and I was very intrigued, but yet we kept talking about it, and I was like, well, we can't just randomly go to Colorado and give her marijuana. Like, to me, it needed to be more structured, like what strain, and what amounts, and, more controlled. And, I didn't even know how it's grown, and, are there pesticides used on it? I mean, just all these things can affect kids like Jilly. So I didn't want to just go to Colorado and just start giving her random marijuana oil.
There are some guys in Colorado that have a higher potency form of this plant they are growing. If they messed around and did all these hybridizations and so forth, they have developed a plant that's really, really potent in the CBD or cannabidiol. And so that's why all these parents that have children that have seizures are flocking to Colorado, right? And it's unfortunate that they would have to, uproot themselves, right, and go through that when, again, there is a potent, safe, effective treatment, right, for some of these kids. I mean, having 400 seizures a day, right? But they have come up with this marijuana plant, again, the zero THC or very low THC, very high cannabidiol, and it is just miraculous, right? From one day to the next, right? I mean, with the one treatment, seizures gone or just, very, very reduced. So that is so that's why they're going to Colorado
now. And you can buy marijuana, you can do whatever you want with marijuana pretty much, but she's a minor, so it's different. So she has to have a medical marijuana card. They call it a red card. So we've had to go through all the steps. I've become a Colorado resident now, and in order to get her the medical marijuana card, her application is sent in. So it's not as easy as it sounds. You don't just go, hey, let's try this and give her marijuana oil. And but we're really excited, and we've gotten to know the people at Realm of Caring, and we've gotten to know a lot of the families that are up there and the success. And it doesn't work for everybody, and we know that, but there's some really amazing success stories.
So they will require medical supervision, right? If you're coming for treatment for a specific medical problem, right, like seizures. So they work with the physicians, the children are monitored, right, so they stay safe, and they use it that way.
We really want to find something that'll give her relief, because we had one neurologist tell us several years ago that her brain is so busy having seizures that it's not doing anything else. That's why she's not, she's always going to have, some delays and stuff. We understand that. But he told us that her brain is so busy with the seizure activity that's why she is, one of the reasons she's so delayed, because it's not learning, it's not doing anything else. And so, to me, anything we can do to help stop the seizure activity is worth it, And she's nonverbal, she doesn't feed herself, and if we could help her do any of that, if she could talk to us, even a few words it would be life-changing for us to communicate with her. So it's totally worth, after we've researched the marijuana and know that, the benefits of it. And most people don't want to hear this, but it doesn't hurt them. And I know some doctors don't agree with that. They say it needs to be studied. We don't know what it's doing. That's fine, but I know family after family after family, personally, I've seen their children. I sat across the breakfast table from Charlotte Figge a month ago and watched her feed herself breakfast, where, a couple years ago it had a feeding tube and couldn't, I've seen it with my own two eyes. And I keep telling people, until you have a child like Jilly or Charlotte or any of these other precious kiddos, until you've lived through it, you don't know what you would do. It's just not that radical.